What's up, everybody? Curtis Wilkerson here with Inside Arkansas on the Pod at the Palace, coming to you with our post-game report card and player grades following Arkansas's 91-72 win over Pacific that felt oddly closer than a final score indicated, while also feeling like it was just never really in doubt. Weird game. Arkansas shorthanded, only 7 rotation players in this one, with Jonas Adou and Trevor Brazile out. Some other guys banged up, but they kind of had to claw their way, scratch their way to an ugly win, pulled away late, and won comfortably. But let's get into our player grades and see what we have to say about these guys. As always, just a reminder, it's not a player-to-player comparison when we do these. It's not if Boogie gets an A and Nelly Davis gets a B that I think Boogie was better situation. It's individually based relative to matchups, just expectations, roles for that specific player, and just really kind of what I expect from these guys individually. So I'm always interested to hear what other people think in terms of what they're looking at in these games. But I start at the top of the box score and just kind of work my way down. That way I don't forget anybody. It'll be short and sweet tonight because we only got 7 guys who played in this game. We'll start with Johnell Davis, which, man, I feel like I could go for 45 minutes about this. In fact, I just did in our post-game show. Here's the deal with Johnell. Let's go through his stat line first. 8 points in this game, 3 of 5 from the field. He did knock down 2 threes. He did have 6 rebounds and an assist. And he also had 3 turnovers. He also had the lowest plus minus, next to the lowest plus minus on the team. Arkansas was +8 with him on the floor in 32 minutes in this game. I'm going to go D for Johnell Davis here. And the reason being, and I thought, again, Arkansas shorthand in the front court, his 6 rebounds. I like that. You got to have more on the glass from your guards while you don't have bigs who can get there and get the rebounds. Defensively, I thought he flew around and was impactful and made some plays on that end of the floor. But here's my thing. Johnell Davis is not a role player. And if he is to be a role player at Arkansas, then Arkansas is not going to be nearly as good as I thought they were going to be coming into the year. Is he hurt with his wrist? Is it still bothering him? He's been out of the cast for a good month now. But if that's a thing, maybe that explains some of what we're seeing. Otherwise, Arkansas's really got to find a way to get him going because it's not clicking right now. It's just not. Standing in the corner far too much, just chilling multiple possessions in a row in the corner without getting a touch. They have to run some offense towards him. But at the same time, there were times when he was getting touches and catches, and it was hot potato, man. He couldn't get rid of that thing quick enough. Wasn't aggressive to score, was really deferring way more than he needs to and than I expected him to. This is a guy whose usage rate was like 27% at Florida Atlantic, and I don't know what it is right now off the top of my head. I'd have to pull up KenPom, but it's a hell of a lot lower than that. He should be averaging double-digit shots per game, not 5. He was Arkansas's 6th leading shot taker in this basketball game. They just cannot be a thing. He's the number 1 transfer in the country for reasons because he's done this at a high level on some really good teams. I don't understand why when Boogie Fland came out of the game for the last 4 minutes of the first half that they just refused to put him on the ball to initiate any of the offense down the stretch. And guess what? They didn't really score. They didn't get anything going during that time. I don't know what the disconnect there is. Again, maybe it's injury. Maybe he's just not comfortable and trying to find his way. Whatever it is, they have to get it figured out because Nelly Davis has to be one of the top guys on this basketball team offensively. He cannot be a role player for you, and that's why I'm giving him a low grade there. And it's not necessarily a knock on him so much as they've got to figure it out with him. They just have to. Boogie Fland, I thought he was really good in this game. People were yelling at me in the chat on the post game because he threw a bad lob or something at one point in this game. And yeah, not a perfect player, has a lot to work on. But man, he's been such a net positive for Arkansas so far this season. You look at the stat line at the end of the game, 20 points. He was 6 of 10 from the field, 6 of 10. That's notable because he was shooting under 40% from the field coming into the game. So much improved. 2 of 4. So another couple threes there. He's probably shooting upwards of 40% from 3 on the season now. 6 of 6 from the free throw line after going 50% a game or two ago. Very good. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, and then 4 steals. So just impacting the game in so many different ways. I'm giving him an A in this game. I really am. And I understand there are things that he has to continue to work on and improve on. That's just part of being a young player, a true freshman on a team that hasn't played together before and then hasn't been at full strength. And man, he's been really good and reliable for Arkansas in so many different ways. Liked a lot of what he was doing And as I look at my individual notes, he was the one who got the first steal in the transition score for Arkansas to kind of get things going offensively. I thought he took one kind of unnecessary off the dribble three early, but then he knocked down a very needed one when Pacific was kind of tightening the game up late. Yeah, man, I'm really impressed with what Boogie continues to do. One of the better freshmen so far in the country this season. Adou Thiero, he gets the A+ for me in this game. And remember, that doesn't mean he played a perfect game, even though he gets a perfect score. I just reserve an A+ for whoever the MVP was in a winning effort. It's hard to go any other direction. He's a freaking pro, man. I mean, 23 points, 8 of 10 from the field, knocked down another 3. He was 6 of 7 from the free throw line. He had a half dozen boards. 2 assists, 4 steals, and only 1 turnover in this game. He had back-to-back steals and then transition flushes in the first couple minutes of the game to really get things going, along with Boogie, who got him started there as well. Just so impactful in so many different ways. We knew Arkansas was going to be shorthanded in the front court, and so it's like, all right, well, when Z comes out of the game, who's going to be the center? Naturally, it was going to be Adou Thiero, and the thing about that is he's big and strong enough to hold up defensively against especially a mid-major post player, but then he's such a mismatch on the other end. And the first offensive possession when he plays the 5 is when he takes advantage of that mismatch and he knocks down a 3. He has elevated his game so much from where he was at Kentucky. He's really starting to realize his potential. And this excites me a lot. And he's just a highlight. I mean, he had some great dunks, alley-oop, lob finishes. Just a fun player who's realizing his potential. He's having a hell of a season. He's kind of emerged as Arkansas's best player so far in the early goings of the season. A+ from a man, Adou Thiero. Was really, really impressed with him. DJ Wagner, man. I'm gonna give DJ Wagner an A as well. Actually, he really, really come along. He went scoreless against Troy, and that's ridiculous. Needed some other good things. He was really impactful defensively. Rebounds well at his position. I think he had 5 assists and 0 turnovers in that game. So he did a lot of things well, but he didn't score a point against Troy. That's crazy. Arkansas's got to be able to pencil him in 10 a night. Nothing crazy. That's what you averaged last year. In this game, I just thought it was a great bounce back for him. 14 points. He was 5 of 9 from the field. He had, I said on the postgame, he had 2.9 threes, right? He had that, just a pretty catch and shoot 3 from the corner. And they go to the timeout and they ruled a 2. So it's like, oh, it's just a long 2, man. You had your foot on the line. But then he knocked down 2 more threes as the game progressed there. So good to see him knocking down perimeter jumpers. And that kind of goes to show you that it's just a mental thing with him in a lot of ways, because there's such a huge difference in the DJ Wagner that was shooting threes the last couple games, where it's like he's uncomfortable, he's not confident, he's aiming it, pushing it, and he's like hitting the side of the backboard, versus the one here who was letting it fly, and it looked really, really good. More of that. So consistency from him would be huge. And then he was obviously was scoring in some other ways there. But then you continue to go on down the stat line for him, and he has 4 rebounds. Arkansas needed their guards to rebound more, so he got in there, stuck his nose on the glass a little bit, did a good job. 5 more assists and just 1 turnover. He had a beautiful lob. I'm assuming it was to Thiero, because it was Kentucky on Kentucky former players. We've seen that from him before, and now they're doing it at Arkansas, which is cool. Really, really showing off his vision and his passing ability in this game, which was good to see. And then he had a couple steals as well, impacting things defensively. He was guarding post players at different times out there. I just thought he played really, really well on both ends of the floor, and so it was good to see a bounce back performance from him. Big Z, this one's interesting. Oh man, he was all over the place in this game tonight. Let's talk about the good. I'm gonna give Z a C- in this game, I think is what I'm going to wind up giving him. Because I think he did a lot of really good things, and then some things that you just can't have, that he's really got to improve on. But I'm going to go, instead of the C, like meeting in the middle, I'm going to go a little bit lower as a C-, because just given the competition, he really should have been able to feast more than he did. 15 points at the end of the game. Very good. I mean, you take that from your 7'2" big man. 2 3-pointers, 2 of 5 from 3. Okay. Yeah. 40%, man. Great. Sign me up for that. 3 or 4 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds. That's okay, but you need more from him right now. Especially, defensive rebounds, you want to be able to pull those down, but he didn't have a single offensive rebound against a team with a lot of their lineup combinations where, everybody was like 8 inches shorter than he was. So you'd like to see a little bit more on the offensive glass. 3 assists. He's a really good passer. We know that. 7 turnovers, man. That's ridiculous. You cannot have 7 turnovers in a basketball game against anyone, much less Pacific. It makes you feel like you hesitate to throw him the ball inside the arc. You know what I mean? Because when he's catching it in there, and it's crazy because Arkansas ran so many actions for Z in this game to get him post-up looks, and then they were clearing out. And it was literally, okay, go one-on-one and score against this mismatch, which he did one time early, and then he struggled to be able to do it, to receive the entry pass or just power up over guys who are much smaller and should be weaker than him. Or when they bring a double team down to you because they had to, he's such a good passer, he should be able to kick out for rhythm threes. And he did a couple times, but a lot of times he was turning it over there. When he put it on the floor, they would just kind of punch it out from under him. 7 turnovers, man, you just can't have it. Another good thing though, 3 blocks. When again, like we're going to say this, I think all season, the further you drag Z out from the rim defensively, the less effective he is. But when he's underneath there, man, he's an impact player. Had 3 blocks in this one, had 2 on one possession, which was crazy. Pacific's got it's like a 4-on-1 opportunity on one end. And that was the loudest I heard the crowd all night when he was out there blocking and altering shots. And it was, I won't say a turning point in the game, but it was definitely a momentum swing. So it did some good things, played 27 minutes in this game. But man, 7 turnovers is crazy. So we're going to have to go C- there. Carter Knox, I'm just going to go C. I'm frustrated because I feel like this is a great breakout opportunity for him. While you're limited in numbers, it gives him an opportunity to play through some mistakes, get himself going a little bit. He didn't do that in this game. 2 points, 0 of 2 from the field. He made a couple of free throws, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, did some good things. Wasn't as good as he has been defensively. So that was certainly noticeable. Would have liked to seen him get going on the offensive end of the floor, and he would have had every opportunity to, but it looks like he broke or dislocated a finger or something early in the game. I have to consider that offensively. Like, would he have gotten more shots up and had more success had he not have hurt himself there early in the game? I don't know, but Arkansas is still kind of searching when it comes to getting Carter going there. Billy Richmond, the last one, man, he's a good player. He really is. He does a lot of good things for Arkansas. His energy, man, I just absolutely love it. I'm going to give him we'll go B+ in this game. I think he was really, really solid. 9 points. I'm pretty sure that's a career high. 4 of 7 from the field. Man, when he gets in transition, he's really, really good. I know he threw down a dunk. He had a really nice, just kind of step through finish on a coast to coast. When Arkansas is playing fast and he's on the floor, it's a lot of fun to watch. He's getting better in the half court. Now, he loves the mid-range jumper, the pull-up off the dribble jumper, and I think he gets a little bit too trigger-happy with that sometimes, but he knocked a couple of them down today. So, hey, if you're making it, let it fly, buddy. So that was good. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover. Thought he did a lot of good things. It was really solid in this game, and he's kind of emerged. I think he might be, establishing himself ahead of Carter Knox in the pecking order with those freshmen right now. So it's good to see. And there you have it, man. Like that's it. Trevin didn't play. Jonas didn't play. I know Cal said after the game he hopes to have one of them at least available for Friday. I don't know which one it's going to be, but we'll find out if that's the case. Either way, they're probably going to have to continue to roll with these 7 guys here pretty heavily for the foreseeable future. So I'm out of here, but appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. And make sure you subscribe where you need to subscribe to the Inside Arkansas YouTube channel. Check out InsideArkansas.com for all of our written content. It's been Curtis Wilkerson with Inside Arkansas, obviously, and the Pod at the Palace. And we will see you guys again tomorrow. Everybody have a good one.